Hey YouTube, this is Oracle DBA Girl. In this video, we're going to be talking about installing Oracle database on a Linux server. I do have a few tips I want to go over. It is your choice if you would like to install this on your PC or use VMware Player. I definitely recommend VMware Player. The installation for VMware Player we discussed in the last video and video number 3. So you're more than welcome to go back and look at that video if you need to. In this video, we're going to download and install Oracle Linux 5.2 on top of VMware. We're going to use a guide to install Oracle 11G database. I will say this. In the real world, you use guides for everything. You have to create guides for like installations, cloning, upgrades, things like that. So one thing you will find about guides is you will probably get them from Oracle, but you will end up making them into your own. So I will show you all a little bit more about that later. We're also going to install 2 applications on Windows, Xming and Putty, and that's going to allow us to install Oracle and use it as a server basically. I will say that this is going to be an intensive video. It's going to be a bit difficult if you don't have any Linux training. I will do the best I can to educate you all along the way, but hey, it's nothing like learning on your own. I will recommend a book that I did to learn Unix and Linux. If you know Unix, you know Linux. There's minor differences. Solaris as well. So also a website for VI editor, and I guess I can go ahead and show you all those now. What you want to do is you want to go to google.com and let's see, Unix for Dummies. This is actually the best book that I could recommend. I got my book offline. It wasn't this expensive. I think I paid like $8 for my book. Maybe this is a newer version, so I recommend you all getting like a used book or whatever. My book was like $8, and it does a good job, and you can always use it as a reference. I still use mine today, so that's the one I recommend for Unix, Linux, Solaris, things like that. Now for VI editor, what I do is come here and I do basic VI commands. I still use these, so that's how come it's purple. VI cheat sheet, I always use this one. I actually just printed a copy and I have this copy. But these are basic commands, and you also have advanced VI cheat sheet. So I recommend you all using that. Okay. So also whenever you're installing, cloning, or anything, you want to have something you can take notes on. For this video, and only for this video, we're going to use Notepad, but normally I don't recommend Notepad. I would use something like Microsoft Office, because you know you can take screenshots of your screen when you need to save whatever the screenshot say, and you can save that on Microsoft Word. I would normally recommend that one, but for this one, training purposes only, I'm going to use Notepad. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get into it. The first thing we're going to do is install Oracle Linux 5.2. I think I already have it open in Internet Explorer. I do. What I'll do is I'll log out to show you all how I got here. One thing I want to say about this website is you don't want to use it on Google. For some reason, I can never sign in on Google Chrome. If you want to use Google Chrome, you're more than welcome to try, but it never works for me. The website that you want to go to is going to be edelivery.oracle.com. edelivery.oracle.com. So go there and, well, go ahead and hit, if I were you, I would hit right here it says Cloud Portal Main, and just click on Oracle Linux VM, and that way you'll be right at the page we need You will have to hit sign in and sign in, but I'm going to pause the video so that I can sign in, okay? Okay, when you get in, you're going to get this screen. Go ahead and hit yes and yes here. So then hit continue. Alright, so it brings you to this screen, Oracle Linux, and we definitely want 32-bit. Remember, I told you in the last video, you really don't want to get 64-bit for VMware. Alright, so we're going to come down to 5.2. The reason why we're getting 5.2 and not any of the latest versions is because you have to download more CDs. The quicker it is, the better for me. So that's why I chose 5.2. With 5.2, you want to scroll down to this one, the second one from the bottom. This is the only DVD you have to download, and you have everything you need. So I've already downloaded it, but just hit download. When you hit download, it's going to do this here, and you know, you can save it, and as you save it, it's going to download. I already have it, so I'm going to hit cancel. So that's going to take a while to download. I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but it is going to take a while. When you're done, you can just go ahead and follow along. When it's completed, you should have a folder. And in your folder, it should look just like this. You can just click on it, and there it is. So, what we're going to do now is open VMware Player. It's already open on my screen. Okay, we're going to do create a new virtual machine. Alright, I actually made a CD. So, well, it can just stay. That's the CD that I made. But we're going to just do it as an ISO. And you all can, if you need to go to it, you just hit browse. And it should take you directly to it. If it don't, just wherever your download folder is, and you should be fine. Okay, so hit next. And Oracle Enterprise Linux 11G DB. DB stands for database, you guys. Alright, so I'm going to leave the recommended settings as they are. Next, next. And now it's going to begin to go ahead and download it. Okay, to install or upgrade in graphical mode, press the enter key. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to press the enter key. Okay, and as you see that note right there, to return to your computer, press Control and Alt. So if you want to get out, Control and Alt, and it'll bring you right out. So this shouldn't take too long. It's pretty quick if you ask me. So I know the CD works fine because we just downloaded it. I don't want to test the CD, so I'm just going to hit my right arrow key. Okay, I'm not in there. When you're not in there, you have to click on the screen. So I'm going to hit my right arrow key and press enter to skip it. And we shouldn't be waiting too long here. The installation process for Oracle Linux, the software is pretty fast. I like it. It's faster than Windows. Alright, so we're going to do next. English, of course. English. And this is asking about partition. We really don't have any partition data at all, because we don't have Linux on this thing. So we're going to just say yes. We would like to initialize erasing our data. It doesn't matter. Okay, and the same thing from here. We don't have anything to remove, so we're going to hit next. And then we're going to hit yes. Alright, this is your network settings. Just hit next. I'm going to leave everything as it is. My time zone is New York, so I'm going to hit next. Alright, for your root password, go ahead and set your root password. Now, if you know you're the only person that will be using this computer, I will leave your root password and your user password the same for testing purposes, but other than that, they recommend against it. Here, we're going to hit next. Okay, we can just customize this later. This is just for, well, for me anyways, just for testing Oracle database. I can care less about all that other stuff. Okay, so now we're going to hit next. Alright, so this is going to take about 2 minutes. So while this is going on, we're going to go ahead and pull up the guide that we're going to be using. Alright, so go to google.com, and I always use Oracle Base for installing guides. What I like to do is Oracle 11G, Linux 5. Alright, and that's the first document that comes up. See it right here, Oracle Linux 5. So just hit that, and well, this is it. The first thing they tell you all to do is to download the software, which we are going to do. Let's go back and check on where we are. Okay, it's still going. Alright, so we'll just kill another stone while this is still going. Another bird with a stone while this is still going. Alright, so while this is going, we're going to hit Control and Alt and go back to our Windows screen. Alright, on Windows, you want to go ahead and download Putty. So, what you want to do is go to google.com and type in download Putty. I already have it on this computer, so I'm not going to download it. You can click on the first page you see, and it's right here, Putty. And, okay, so that's downloading Putty. It's basically finished. For Putty, what you want to do is you want to just go to your downloads folder. Let's see. Putty. Download. Okay. Alright, go to your download folder. When you get to your download folder, where is Putty? Here it is. I actually have more than one. What you want to do is you want to copy this and paste it to your desktop. Because really with Putty, all you have to do is click on it and it's going to open. I think I have a copy already open. This is how Putty look. And all you have to do is just click on it. So I'm just going to put this back down here for now. So go ahead and put that on your desktop. And let me erase these because I don't need them. Alright. So while we're downloading, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to google.com. And we're going to download Xming. Alright. So the first link you see, that should be fine. And again, I'll put these links in the description page. And you want to hit download. I already have this downloaded, so I'm not going to download it, but I guess I can walk you all through it. It should, okay, 2 seconds. Alright, so it's there. And it's still sort of downloading. We will just give this a second. Shouldn't take too long. Okay, with Xming set up, yes. You want to hit next. And you really want to just leave everything the same. Just continue to hit next. You don't want to mess with anything. Just hit next. 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 Well, that says install. I don't want to install it. Well, it looks like it just did, but I should be fine. Okay, so anyways, once you have that set up, let's go back and check on where we are. Okay, congratulations. The installation is complete. And we're going to reboot. Okay, and now it's rebooting. And I want to say sorry, you guys, if it feels like I'm going just a little bit fast. I am doing that on purpose because there's a lot that you have to do with installing Oracle Linux database. So I am sort of going through it fast, and I'm going to continue to go through it fast. I will do the best I can to educate you, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask as many as you like. I know that this tutorial will probably be more than just one video, so that's why I'm trying to just put as much in as I can in just the first video. Okay, so this is Oracle Linux. It's booting up now. I think we have just a few more settings we have to do. Yes, so you want to hit forward, and then yes, I agree to the license agreement. Next. Alright, check FTP. and secure www. You don't have to, but I normally do. I leave my firewall enabled and hit next. Okay, yes, I want to override. Okay, SC Linux settings. This is going to come up later. So for this, what you want to do is you want to hit disable. Okay, and then hit next. And yes, that's fine. Okay, next. And now this is your time. So I'm going to go ahead and change my time. Alright. So here you want to put in your username. I'm going to go ahead and put in my username. And like I said, I'm gonna leave my password the same thing as my root password because I know I'm the only person that's gonna be getting on this PC. Sound card, leave it the same. No more additional CDs. So now it's gonna go ahead and reboot. Okay. So I'll let it reboot, and I'm just gonna put this on pause while it's rebooting. Okay, it's up now, so we are going to go ahead and put in our username and the password. Alright, so this is our home screen. Now, what we're going to do now is go ahead and install the database, or download the database. And we'll go ahead and click on, well, let's do one thing first. The first thing I want to do is go to accessories and then terminal. I want to drag my terminal right here. For anybody who's new to Linux or Unix, Unix and Linux is a command line operating system. So mainly everything you do is going to be using command line. The first thing that I want to do is go ahead in my terminal, and I want to create a folder for where I will be downloading this information to. So first off, I want to see what's here. Okay, I'm in my home directory, and there's a desktop. So what I want to do here is I want to, and LS stands for list, if you did not know. What I want to do now is I want to do mkdir. That stands for make directory. Then I want to hit space, and I want to hit downloads. Make directory called downloads. So I'm going to hit enter. If I hit LS for list again, I should have two folders. Now I want to go into that downloads folder to create another folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do CD, stand for change directory, and I'm going to do capital D and do downloads. Alright, so now I'm in my downloads folder. If I press LS, nothing's there. So since I'm in my downloads folder, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another folder, mkdir. Again, that stands for make directory, and this time I'm going to name it Oracle. So I want to put an Oracle folder, an Oracle directory in my downloads folder. So if I hit LS, then there's Oracle. That's where I'm going to save my installation of Oracle at. So now what I want to do is click on the web browser. Alright, so here I want to go to oracle.com. Alright, so then I want to click on downloads, and then go to, download, then go to, it's being difficult today. Downloads. Wait, let me see something. Downloads Oracle database. Alright, so I want to accept the licensing agreement. I still have to sign in, but for the most part, I'm just going to right click. It says Linux 86, that's 32-bit. I'm going to right click and open a new tab, and open a new tab. Now it's asking me to sign on. So I'm going to pause the video to sign in, okay, you guys? Okay, so I'm gonna do save file, and then I'm going to hit OK, and I'm gonna do save file for number 2 and hit OK. Alright, so now it's saving the files. We have 7% of 2. So for now, we are done. This is going to take some time to download, you guys. We've already installed Xmean. We've already installed Putty. So we're going to go look at the guide, see what's next. It says to unpack the files, unzip the files. We can't do that quite just yet. I guess we can go ahead and do some things we can do. So what we will do is, while that's downloading, what I would like for you all to do, the first thing I want you to do, we're going to need IP addresses. So what I want you to do is go to start here and type in CMD. Charlie, Mary, Dog, and press enter on your command prompt. Okay, so here you want to type IP CONFIG, and I didn't type my I. IP CONFIG. So then you want to hit enter. When you do that, you want to get your IPv4 address. And this is mine. So we want to notate that. And this is your PC address, and mine is 10.253. You all make a note of what yours is, not mine. Alright, and we also want to get one for our server, so I'll just put an S there for now. And now that we have that, we can close that, and we can go to our server, and we're going to go back to the terminal. So we'll minimize this, and I want to close Firefox because I'm downloading something. Okay, so we're here. There are certain things that you cannot do being yourself. You need, I guess, admin privileges. And for getting your IP address, you're going to need admin privileges. In Unix, Linux, admin privileges, you're the root user. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch to the root user. And to switch users, what you do is su-root. It's asking you for your password. And if you change your password to something other than the first one, it's going to be different. Okay, su-root. Alright, so now we're root. As root, what I want to do is I want to type IFCONFIG. That's IFCONFIG. And then you want to hit enter. So, now for this, you want to look at the INET address. This number here is going to be your IP address. So you're going to hit Control and Alt and get out of there, and you're going to come notate that and write down whatever it is you see. Alright, so now that we have that out the way, it's at 32%. So we can still do more stuff. Now, installing this, there's a lot of stuff you want to do as root. So we're going to go to the next thing that we can do. The host file. We're going to go input some information in a file basically. And this is where VI Editor comes in at. Now it says that we want to go to this location. This is a directory and this is a file. And we're going to change this. So what we're going to do is we're going to CD into etc. And once we're there, because it is a file and we want to edit the file, we're going to do VIHOSTS. It brings us here. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and change this file. So if you look at the directions here, okay, you have an IP address, fully qualified machine name, and then you have the machine name. And that's exactly what they did here. The IP address, fully qualified machine name, and the machine name. So one thing I can say, I don't know what the machine name is by heart. So what I'm going to do is move it slightly over and open another terminal. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to SU switch user dash root. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in my password and I'm going to type in host name. Okay, so it says my host name is localhost.local domain. I don't like that. I don't want that. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to change that to, I always name mine like Oracle Test dot local domain. As a matter of fact, I'm sorry you guys, I forgot to type host name and then Oracle Test dot local domain. Oracle Test dot local domain. So if I type host name again, it gives me Oracle Test dot local domain. Okay, great. So now we can come over here and change this. Alright. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna use VI editor for this. You will have to use, you can't use your mouse or anything, you're gonna have to use your keyboard. So you want to scroll up and down with your arrow keys and you want to scroll over with right and left. So I'm using my right arrow key to get here. Now you see I'm here and I can't go anywhere else. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to hit escape and then I'm going to hit I. If you look at the bottom, it says insert. That means I can insert characters. The first thing I want to do is I want to hit my right arrow key. Once I hit my right arrow key, I want to hit enter. Alright, if you remember correctly, they said that the first thing they wanted, I can show you, was right here. It says the IP address. So we have to go get our IP address. So we're going to hit Control and Alt, still stay in insert mode, and we're going to get the IP address of our server. The IP address of our server is right here. Now you're going to come back. Make sure you can see it first. Okay, we can see it. So we're going to come back to the file and we're going to type 192.168. And by the way, if you are using the number key, the number keys on the side where the num block is, those keys will not work. You have to use the regular keys that's at the top of the keyboard for the numbers. 192.168.98.130. Okay, so we have that underway. So now we're going to just space over under localhost. Okay, so if you all remember correctly, my localhost name was Oracle Test dot local domain. And then we can just space over one and do Oracle Test. Alright, so once you have that, the first thing you want to do is get out of insert mode. To do that, you're going to hit escape. Now once you do that, you want to save what you have. And you want to do shift and you want to do colon. It's going to take you to the bottom. And then you want to do a lowercase q, hit shift and exclamation mark. And I'm sorry, that's to quit. If we did that, that's going to quit. So you don't want to do that. You want to write. But shift Q and exclamation mark quit. You quit out of it. So you want to just backspace and do WQ. WQ stands for write and quit. And that's another thing I can point to you all's attention. You have to be very attention to detail when being an Oracle DBA. So write, quit, and then enter. Now if we go back in VI host, you can see the information is there. So now we can do Q exclamation mark and hit enter. So there you go. Alright, so now let's check on our progress. Alright, we're at 74%. Before we do anything else, we're going to go ahead and set up this server. Okay? For that, we will need to go ahead and minimize this. What you want to do is you want to open up Putty. Alright, for Putty, it's very simple. Okay, what you want to do is you want to put in your host name. 192.168.98.130. And I want to do my pink background and hit open. Okay, you're going to get this box. This is basically says, do you trust this host? Yes, I trust this host. So we're going to log in as our username, and that's Oracle DBA girl, and the password for this is going to be, alright, so now we're in, and I'm gonna just make this a little bigger for you all in case you can't see. To change your settings, you gotta change settings, window, lines for stroll back. I'm going to change that. I'm going to put 3 zeros behind that. Appearance, change this. I'm going to do a 14 font for you all. And I think I want to change my colors. My foreground, I will do black. And my background, you can do any background you want, but I guess I'll keep it simple and do white. And hit OK and apply. Not sure what happened here. 1 second. Change settings. I'll just do a save one that I already have. It's not working. One second, let me pause this and fix this, you guys. Okay, I have that situated. So now what we're going to do, you guys, is go back here, and as you can see, it's done. And, okay, it's done. So we're going to do everything from here from now on. So, right here, we're going to type ls to see where we are. And we're going to cd change directory into our downloads folder. Now I'm going to teach you something about Linux. With Linux, we have that D there. Let's say we go ahead and type O. If you hit tab, it will automatically pull up what you were looking for because we did the D and the O, and it sees that that's the only thing there. So it hit tabs and it places you there. So then I'm going to press enter. If I do that, you know, we have the Oracle. So you can do the same thing. CD, since O is the only thing, we can just press O and tab. It will just do that. Now, that's just for Linux. That will not work for Unix. Not sure about Solaris. Okay, so we hit ls. We have nothing there. And the reason is because it's saved on our desktop. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our desktop. So to get to your desktop, we're going to do cd // let me just do it like this. Let's just do CD and press enter. Now hit ls. If you hit ls, you're back where you started at because CD takes you to your home directory. So now we're going to CD into DE tab. and that takes us to the desktop. Push enter, ls. Now you see two folders there. You see the Linux zip 1 file and a Linux zip 2 file. So what we're going to do here is we're going to move those files to that downloads and Oracle directory. In order to do that, you're going to well, first let's go get the entire name of that directory. Let's do that first. The first thing you want to do is cd into downloads. We can't do that. Okay, well, you want to do cd space ... That takes you back one directory. So if we do that, ls, we are back where we started. So now we're going to do cd do tab. Then we're going to hit ls cd o tab. This is what we want our file saved. So now what we're going to do, we're going to type pwd. That stands for present working directory. It's going to give you the full path name of that folder. So if we hit enter, we get the full path name of this folder. So this is where we want to be. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit cd so that I can get back to my home directory. So we're back where we started. So now I'm going to do cd d e and tab. Take me to my desktop. If I hit ls, it takes me right back where I was to the Linux folders. Now what we want to do is you want to hit MV. MV stands for move. We're going to hit move LIN, and then I'm going to tab. So if you notice, it stopped at database underscore. It wants to know which one do I want. Do I want number 1 or do I want number 2? Right now I want number 1. So I'm going to hit 1 and then I'm going to tab. When I do that, what I'm going to do is it gives me a space and now it's waiting on something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. You have to start right here. I'm going to copy this. And you have to make sure it looks just like this, you guys, because you only want to copy what's in black. And then when you highlight it, all you have to do is right click. When you right click, it's going to place it there automatically. This is the way Linux makes your life a little easier. So now I'm going to hit enter. Now if I press ls for list, you only see 1 there because it moved that first file to the location that I specified. So now we're going to do the same thing for this folder. We're going to do mv space lin tab. If you notice, it took the whole thing because that's the only thing that started with lin in this folder. Now we've already basically copied this. When we right click, that copied this. So we're going to right click again. When we right click again and press enter, then you're back to your prompt. If you hit ls, it tells you nothing is there but the desktop. So what we're going to do is we're going to cd change directory. We want to go back to this directory we're in, this directory that we were in. So since we already have it copied, we're just going to right click and it takes us to that directory. If we hit ls, the files are there. So now that the files are there, we're going to go ahead and unzip the files. Okay? So you're going to type unzip, unzip, and then we want to do this one. So we're going to do lin tab. Again, it's asking which one do you want, because I see 2 of the same thing. Do you want 1 or do you want 2? I want 1, so I'm going to hit tab, and then I'm going to push enter. This isn't going to take long at all. This one is pretty fast about unzipping. So it should be finishing up. I thought it was fast unzipping. Okay, well, it's done now. Okay, so then we're going to hit ls, and then we're going to say Linux. And as you can see, it created another file database. It unzipped to that folder. So now we're going to hit LIN tab. I'm sorry. LIN tab. See what folder I'm in. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. We're going to hit unzip, and then LIN tab. See, it will tell you if you're making a mistake in doing things. LIN tab 2 tab. And now this one is unzipping. I think this one takes a little bit longer. So I'm going to pause the video, you guys, okay? Okay. It actually didn't take long at all. So we have the folders unzipped. You know, again, this isn't like Microsoft Microsoft Windows. When you unzip a folder, you can't just go and install it. There's a few things that you have to do. And we're going to go ahead and set that up. And I'll go ahead and show you all one more thing, and then we're going to get into another video because this one is running over. If you look at the guide, it says that after you unzip, we're going to do the host file. We've already completed the host file. So what we're going to do now is we are going to do the Oracle validated setup. Okay, so here I want you all to really pay attention and read this. The first thing we're going to do is go to this website. This website is going to lead us into more directions. Okay. It says getting started, download and install Oracle Linux. We've already did that. And download and copy your appropriate YUM configuration file in place by running the following command as root. You see that? As root. So the first thing we need to do is switch over to root. So you want to do su-root. Then put in your password. Alright. So now that we're root, we're going to cd into this folder. Okay. And you can just copy here. And since we're in a Windows environment, you can just paste it. Alright. So now we're in that folder. So now, I'm sorry, you guys. I definitely apologize. If you can tell, we're on the Oracle Linux 4. We don't have Oracle Linux 4. We have Oracle Linux 5. So as you can tell, though, these are the same two folders. So we're gonna go ahead and get this link. This right here is basically saying, okay, I want to get and download this link. And I just also wanted to point out to you guys again, this is where attention to detail comes along. You definitely have to pay attention. It is very easy to make a mistake, but you have to be so careful in everything that you're doing. I always double check. So you see how easy it is to do that. So here, what you want to do is you just want to copy and paste it. And we're going to press enter. Alright, so basically what it's going to do is download a folder. That's a file. This is a file. It just downloaded this file and it said that it saved it. So now we've completed those instructions. Now we're going to go ahead. It says enable the appropriate repository by adding the YUM configuration file. Alright, open the YUM configuration file in a text editor. So that lets you know we are going to use VI Editor. So we're going to come back to Putty. So what we're going to do is we're going to just type ls. And as you can see, the file is right there. So then what we're going to do is VI into this file. So you can just double click on it. And just hit this is basically copying, you guys. And once you have it copied, you just want to hit right click. And it's going to show up there. And then you got to hit enter. So once you have that, it says to locate the section in the file for the repository you plan to upgrade. Now we have version 5, you guys. So we have 5.2. That's what we're looking for. Okay, this says 5 latest. That says 5 GA base. That's 5.1. And this is 5.2. So this is what we're looking for. Alright, the third one says change enable 0 to enable 1. So we're going to just go over with our right arrow key till we can't go over anymore. You're going to hit escape, and then you're going to To delete, you want to press X. Okay? Now, once you hit X, you want to get out delete mode. So you want to push escape again. Once you do that, you want to push I to get into insert. And it didn't do it. So I'm going to hit escape again. And then I'm going to hit I. Once I hit I, I'm going to hit the right button twice. And then I'm going to push the number 1. Once I do that, I'm going to hit escape. Okay. So once I do that, I'm going to hit shift, colon. Then I'm going to hit W for right and Q for quit. Enter. Now, I just like to be cautious. I just always go and check my file. So I'm going to go back into that same file again. And I'm going to make sure it's right. And as you can see, it says enable 1. So now I'm going to do shift, colon, Q, exclamation mark, quit. Alright, so now we have that. It says begin using Yum, for example. And it's telling you what you can do. Now we have to install something on the guide sheet. So we're going to go here. It says to Yum install Oracle Validate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to come here. Remember I told you once you have something copied, all you have to do is right click. So it's there. Now I'm going to hit enter. Now what this is going to do is it's going to download. Basically it's going to complete these manual steps. It's doing the manual steps for us. So if you want to know what it's doing, just go read the manual steps. It's doing all of this for us. When we get back, we're going to be right here at additional steps. It's going to take some time to do this. Now, depending on how much RAM you have on your computer, it can be really fast. I will tell you this. You're going to see a screen that's going to ask you yes or no. When it asks, you want to do Y for yes. I'm going to pause this because this is going to take some time. But I will show you the screen that you will get with the Y/N. So hold tight and I'll be back.